Hello again, I am Blunty. I don't really play Fortnite Battle Royale. Well, I do sometimes, but only when I'm testing hardware for reviews and such, because people want to know how Fortnite performs on various bits of hardware, so that's when I play Fortnite and pretty much never else. My personal gaming tastes are too wide and varied to have me zeroing in on an online competitive multiplayer only game with enough focus and regularity to make me any good at it in order to have fun at it. But I get it. It's popular. And it's popular for more than just a self-fulfilling cycle of it's popular because it's popular, so people who want to play popular games play it because it's popular, and because the biggest streamer plays it, and because he played it with a famous rapper that one time, which got the mainstream attention headline things. It is, at its lowest level, a mechanically, satisfyingly fun game. I don't like the building, but the shooting and stuff is fun. Anyway, it's a big deal game, and as with all big deal online-only multiplayer games, especially the free-to-play ones, it will live and die by its player base, which is why it's a bit shitty to hear that it may well be hardware exclusive on Android. At least for a while. Epic Games recently said that it won't be releasing Fortnite on Android through the official Android storefront, because they didn't want to give Google a 30% cut of the V-Bucks microtransactions that they feed off. And on Android, unlike iOS, they have that choice, because you can flick a switch on your Android device buried deep in the menus, and it will enable installation of apps from other sources. Hooray! Freedom! Android! Woo! It's a stupid idea for most people, honestly, because most people don't have the wherewithal to protect themselves from the wild west of malware and virus-infected, non-officially distributed Android APK installs. It's tough enough to avoid the malware on the official store, for crying out loud, because Android is already boiling and festering with catastrophic amounts of malware, and opening your device up for any installation from any third-party source whatsoever is kind of dangerous for most people to do. So I was a bit confused that Epic was forcing people to make their device inherently less secure just to play the world's most popular game. It seemed like a real stupid thing and massively arrogant and short-sighted, and a series of disastrously damaging headlines waiting to happen, as kids all over the world would get conned into installing pirated versions they downloaded either willingly or out of pure ignorance, probably fished in with promises of preloaded V-Bucks and shit like that. Well, it seems that may not be the path they're choosing after all. Hooray! Or boo. Because newly leaked code seems to show that Fortnite will be available on Samsung's App Store. This lends more credence to reports that the game will be a Samsung exclusive. Leaked code reported by XDA, which if you haven't heard of them, they're basically the place for all tech talk about Android stuff, especially the technical stuff, have indicated that along with being a Samsung exclusive title pushed through the Samsung storefront, but it will also be locked to only specific Samsung hardware. Probably for just a limited amount of time to help push sales of that hardware, but still shitty. XDA say, the game is widely expected to launch as a 30-day exclusive on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, but could stay a Samsung Galaxy exclusive for up to an additional 3 months. XDA developers has obtained access to Fortnite Mobile and Android Installer APK, which suggests that the game will not only be a Samsung Galaxy Note 9 exclusive, but may also initially be available on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S4 as well. The app's code has hardware checks in place for GPU, for manufacturer, and even for phone model. You don't need those checks in a game if you're not going to make it hardware exclusive. So not only are Epic Games sucking on Samsung's wallet cock in the always consumer hostile move of locking games to single manufacturer's hardware, but this of course will only inevitably lead to hacked versions of the APK with these hardware checks removed to sidestep this bullshit, and being unofficially distributed through God knows what websites. And with that, we're going back to countless idiot kids infesting their devices with malware, and their parents' devices with malware and viruses and whatnot. Because if you think that the bad actors out there are going to let the carrot, the shiny golden carrot on a stick that is Fortnite, pass by as a massive attack vector, you're pretty fucking bewilderingly stupid. There is no way the people trying to infect devices with malware are going to let Fortnite go by. What a tempting user base that must be for them. And of course Fortnite is very, very popular with kids, and kids are super easy to trick because kids are, well, they haven't been around long enough to get smart enough, have they? Especially when all they want to do is play their favourite game, but are prevented from doing so because of corporate greed and fat cash from a company where the corporate culture is sleazy and underhanded as Samsung. Seriously, just Google them. Even I have a story about Samsung personally sleazing their way behind my back to try and fuck me over, and all I do is make videos on YouTube talking about shit. So bitch and whine about Apple's so-called walled garden as much as you like, but at least iPhone users are kept safe from this crap, and for a good reason. This is why Apple have the walled garden, to protect you from this stuff. I don't want to start a fanboy war, Android versus iOS or whatnot, but this is the truth. This is why they do it. So how do you feel about all this, Fortnite players? How do you feel about being Samsung exclusive, and exclusive to 2 devices, 2 brand new expensive devices for the first month, and then thereafter, probably 3-month window of being exclusive to Samsung stuff in general, before you out there with your Huawei devices, or wait, who the hell else makes popular Android phones these days? Sony's pretty much dead on it. It's just sort of Samsung bullying their way around the market these days, isn't it? Get a Huawei phone. Thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time.